Hi, folks. Got interrupted on part two. Why I hate Enter the Dragon. I started going on about my martial arts lineage, which I had to do because I felt that Bruce Lee fans and fanatics would start coming at me, and I wanted to establish that I'm trying to have fun. These are genuine criticisms that I have, looking at them from the perspective now of a 64-year-old martial artist who's not enamored with Bruce Lee like I was when I was in my teens. So to continue on, the three guys, they're on the boat. They're going to Hans Island. One of the things that I felt was kind of interesting was how quickly Roper and Williams, John Saxon and Jim Kelly, once they recognized each other, just started yammering away like two magpies. You're probably not old enough to know why I use that reference. But to continue, Roper is looking at who's getting on the boat for whatever reason, and he spots Williams, and immediately he says, "Williams, blah, blah, blah." And Williams looks up at him, "Roper, hey, how you doing, man? How am I doing? I'm glad to see you, man. That's how I'm doing." How long has it been? Oh, it's been 6, maybe 7 years since Nam. Blah, 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 blah. People's reaction time isn't that fast. And I felt the acting in that scene was ingenuous. It just didn't work. I just didn't believe it. It was just too fast, too mechanical. You're looking at a guy who, you haven't seen in years and years, and you never thought you would come in contact with him again. I missed that authenticity in that scene, but whatever. And so they're on their way to Hans Island, and then there's a bully on the boat. Guy named, what's his name? Parsons, okay, from New Zealand, okay, and he's picking on everybody. He's kicking guys around and everything and walking through like he's a tough guy. And I gotta wonder, you're like one of two white guys that I see on the boat, you and John Saxon. You're surrounded by Chinese. This is their hood. Why are you trying to bully them on the boat? You could say, well, he's just a jerk. I say that the script doesn't work. You just wanted to establish him as a moron, and you did. And you further established it by having Bruce Lee's character, Lee, talk him into fighting on an island that's way, way, way out far from the boat, and he goes for it. I said, yeah, right. This guy is going to get off the boat, get into a rowboat, risk his life on the high seas, go into an island he doesn't know to fight you. Nobody's that dumb. Okay? And yet, the writers of Enter the Dragon want us to believe this. And the nut gets into the boat. Bruce tricks him. He doesn't get into the boat. He extends the line, says to him, "Don't try to pull yourself up, or I'll drop the line." And then Bruce, the humanitarian of the Shaolin Temple, because they teach you about not doing harm intentionally to others, hands over this man's life into the hands of some children that he was obviously teasing. And in that, I feel he signs the guy's death warrant because he doesn't look back. He just walks away. That left a bad taste in my mouth and just picked away at Bruce's Shaolin student character of the story. So yeah, those were definitely two. Oh, there's a third thing that bothered me. They had gambling on the ship. Roper's never seen a praying mantis before in his life, but automatically, being the obsessive gambler that he is, he wants to make a bet. Bruce Lee, once again, the Shaolin monk, who's supposed to be, from what I understand, shunning all worldly entanglements, suddenly says, "I'll give you 5-1. Roper says, "Would you take 100? And Bruce says, "Yeah." So Bruce has got money to burn. He probably knows Saxon is an easy mark, and he pockets his money. All this again from a person who's supposed to be allegedly a Shaolin priest. the character development just doesn't work. Not at all. But that's part of the opening scene involving them getting to Hans Island. I'll come back in another video to continue to pick apart this horrendous martial arts movie that is nevertheless a guilty pleasure for me and for some of you. Stay tuned.